This video, we're looking at Islands in the Sun by Weezer. It's got some really cool new chord shapes or voicings on chords like E minor, new A minor, D stays the same, and a new G. So your end result should sound something like this. Now with the song, please be careful not to accidentally go too fast. It's a very relaxed song, very sort of mellow vibe to the whole thing, but what's cool about it is that the rhythm changes the whole way through. But before we start, let's take you through the chords step by step for starters. If you're jamming with someone, it would be quite cool if you get them to play the normal chords like E minor, A minor, D, and normal G. But we're going to look at the new voicings. That's the main goal for this study. Your new E minor looks like this. Finger 1, fret 3, finger 2, fret 4, finger 3, fret 5, and you might recognize that as a basic D minor chord, simply slid up 1 to D sharp and 1 more to E. So this is E minor. The trick is only strum the bottom 3 strings, just those 3 strings, not the rest. After your E minor, you're going to go to a new A minor. Now, we can do this finger flat, 4th finger, or 3rd finger, or 2nd finger. I'm not that fussy, but please don't do your A minor like that. Get used to putting the 1 finger flat. I like the pinky because I can change from here. And it lets fingers 1, 2, and 3 that are twitching get ready for the D chord afterwards. So that's my preference. But I've seen quite a lot of guitarists go from the 3rd finger or even the middle finger back to D as well. So if you're doing this, that's also quite acceptable. Okay, next up D. I'm not going to spend much time on that because you should know D by now. And then your new voicing or chord shape for G. Now if we think of F, that's F, right? If I slide it up, same concept as what we did for the D minor to the E minor. F goes to F sharp and then G. But we don't need the ring finger because the basic rhythm chords are only played on the bottom 3 strings. Very important for the song. So one more time with me. E minor, A minor, you can see the fingers nice and flat, jumps back to D, forward to the G, and then you start all over again. Now we're going to take it into small sections because the rhythm is a complex one in the sense of not difficult, but it's not the same rhythm played for every single chord. It's basically got changes in rhythmic for each chord. You're going to start with the D minor, and we're going to start with a straight down, down, up. Simple as that. Be careful not to strum the top strings. Listen how terrible this sounds. That didn't sound cool. We need to focus on the bottom 3 strings, like that. And then we're going to change to the A minor. An A minor, simply 2 down strums in a row. So slow motion from the E minor, down, down, up, down, down. There's your 2 down strums for the A minor. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down. And if you want to use a pick, you're more than welcome. I've been using fingers. It gives more of a mellow sound for this song because it is such a nice, relaxed song. But if you want to pick, you can do this. That also sounds cool. So I don't really mind if you use a pick or fingers for this song. That's really your own choice. Up next, we're going to go to D. And the D is quite interesting because we're playing all the D chords on up strums, which are the offbeats. And you can see that now if I do it slowly, watch the stroke direction of my strumming hand. Down, down, up, down, down, up, up, up. 3 ups in a row for the D. Let's try that together. Make sure your strumming hand is perfectly synchronized with mine. Let's count this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and And then we come back to the, or rather forward onto the new chord, the G. And that's going to be down, down, up. But the trick is that you have to change really quick from that last up strum on the D, up, down, across like that. Nice quick changes there. So let's do it the whole way through, twice in a row, slow motion, and then we'll speed it up after that. Are we ready? Got your E minor, frets 3, 4 and 5. Pinky will do the A minor, you know D, and the G we've just explained as well. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4 and down, down, up, down, down, up, up. And there you have it. Now I'm going to change the angle a bit so you can see the strumming movement and a bit of an overview of the chords. And it's going to look something like this. Try and get the guitar more into the view. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That needs to be played through 4 times for the verse. Then we switch over to a picking pattern which is going to sound like this. And that's going to be the chorus section for the song. Now, I'm first going to zoom in a bit closer. We're going to look at what your fretting hand does. And then we're going to look at your picking hand. We'll show you how to use a pick technique if you are using a pick. But the first shape, if you're looking at the tab, which would be to the right of your PDF file, which I'm sure you got in front of you, okay? Your middle finger is in fret number 9 of the 3rd string. First finger is in fret number 8 of the 2nd string. And then it should sound like this. Just 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on the picking technique, if you're using fingers, I would use a combination of thumb and first finger. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're using a pick time, you can pick down, up, down, up. And if you want to get really fancy, I'm going to zoom in a bit closer for this. You can do pick, finger, pick, finger. That's called hybrid picking. So 3 ways to do it. 1 with the fingers, thumb first. 2 is with a pick only. And the 3rd, the hybrid. Now, if you're using a pick and you want to switch to fingers, what you can do, I slip my plectrum into my middle finger, like that, because now I can use my picking technique. And if I want him out, I do this and I slide my pick back. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to the fretting hand and take you through the 4 shapes. There's your 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8. When I go 9, 10, all I do is bring my ring finger number 3 into play, fret 10, 2nd string. Then double 7, finger goes flat across both strings 3 and 2. It's okay if it touches the 1st string because we're not going to play it. There's your 2 7s, and you bring finger number 2 into play for the 7, 8. If you take it the whole way through now, we're going to something like this. And you repeat. It's really as easy as that. Now, when you get to the bridge, there's a very loud, noisy, overdriven section which should sound something like this. I'm going to switch to overdrive quick. Overdrive is on. You can hear the distorted, the overdriven sound. Switch the pick up to the bottom. If you're playing acoustic, I'll show you how to get around it. It's still going to work well, but here's for the overdrive players. D5, G5, C5, A5, back to D5, and then it goes back to normal. Now, I'm going to switch my overdrive off again, and I'm going to take you through the basic chord shapes, assuming that you don't have overdrive, but I'm first going to show you the power chords. For the D5, 5 means power chord. It's the extension for power chord, the same way a small m means minor. So I'm going to play D, and I'm only strumming 3 strings. Looking at my strumming hand here, I'm only strumming strings 4, 3 and 2. And I'm simply counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the G power chord, I'll move my first finger to the 3rd fret, top string, ring finger or pinky. I like the pinky, you may use the 3rd. I'm going to do pinky, and that's from the top 2 strings. That's my G5. So the shape's nice and easy. D5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G5, 2 and 3 and back to D5, 2 and 4 and G5, 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the C, simply comes down a string, strumming strings 5 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's my A, also 5 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and finish on a D, which we've done already. That's your chorus. Let's play the chorus through together on clear sound. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. And the solo part I'll do on the second video. This video is just to get the rhythms going. Now let's say, for example, you're playing acoustic and you don't want to do power chords. Simply treat the D5 like a normal D and still strum down. It helps get that loud sound that they're trying to get on the original as well. So again, nice and easy, D chord, strum down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and normal G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just replace D5 with normal D, G5 with normal G, D again, G again, normal C. The A5 goes to A minor though. A minor, I'm sure you recognize it. And we finish off on a normal D. So if you're doing the acoustic vibe, you're going to have something that sounds like this. Let's get your D and play it through with me. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that's pretty much all you need for the rhythm parts of Islands in the Sun by Weezer. If you've got any questions, you've got my WhatsApp details. Be happy to hear from you. And the second video, which I'll do later today, will be for the lead part. Otherwise, have a good week. Chat later.